Vested in me, I hereby declare this meeting of the Conshohocken Borough Council duly open and ready to conduct any business that may come before it. Roll call.
Note for the record that Councilmember Tutino and Councilmember Stokely are absent. Councilmember Griffin.
Here.
Councilmember Sokolowski.
Here.
Councilmember Barton.
Here.
Vice President Flanagan.
Here.
President Leonard.
Here.
Mayor Aronson.
Here.
Thank you.
Prayer for council.
O divine Master, in deep humility we place ourselves, our thoughts, and our plans in thy hands. We beg thee to fill our minds and our wills with the gifts of wisdom, understanding, counsel, fortitude, knowledge, and piety. Help us not to think of self or personal desires, but rather consider the responsibilities laid upon us. Help us to promote as far as possible the welfare of our people and to treat them with impartiality and justice. Grant us the power to set a good example in thought, word, and deed, so thy blessings will be showered upon us and the people we represent. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council did have an executive session before our regularly scheduled meeting for legal matters. The first item on the agenda is approve and adopt the March 6th and March 20 meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The second item is approve the March ending treasurer's report and accounts payable.
Just note for the record that the accounts payable is in the amount of $601,373.50.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Under new business, consider approving an event request for the Dog Park Advisory Committee.
Marissa? Marissa Buck, Chair of the Dog Park Advisory Committee, is here to explain the event.
Hi, everyone. First, I want to thank you so much for supporting us the past year. We've had some pretty great accomplishments, and while you might be hearing some issues with the park being closed right now, we are doing it with a lot in mind. The main complaints have been the mud that just sits in the park. It's in a floodplain. It's really difficult to grow grass there. Excuse me. So we've decided to install a safety surface. So that's being worked on right now. It should also shorten the time period that the park's going to be closed. In the past, you'd have to keep it closed, a couple of months. You'd have to close it a couple of times a year for the grass to grow. So this surface might just have to be applied once a year, if that at all, and it'll just close the park for a short period of time. We're hoping to also get a water feature installed, which is really exciting. We've had lights installed, we've updated the signs, we've been doing a lot of great things. Recently, we had a dog park give back night at Lucky Dog. We raised almost $600, and then they are donating an additional $200. So over the past year and a half, we've raised close to $1,500 just doing these small events. So that really brings us to this larger event. We're excited about the additions and the transformation that Parks and Rec have been putting on with the park, new key fob installation possibly, and really just we're trying to let the community know that we are listening to them and hearing them. So the Party in the Park was this idea of really getting everyone out there once the parks reopen. And we're hoping that's May 11th or prior to. But May 11th is the tentative date right now. It's going to be, since we're back there by the apartment complexes, we're going to do a dog walk starting at 11:30. Registration will open at 11 around Riverwalk in Londonderry and then end up back at the park. We contacted some food truck vendors. No one's available, but Tradestone did offer to supply coffee, tea, and sandwiches, which is great. We have a couple raffles as well. And really, it's just to hang out in the community right by the river. It's so beautiful, and really get recognition for our committee, what we're doing for the community, listen to our members, as well as raise awareness for the parks as well. Since we've had some dog issues, where they can go and stuff, we really want to make sure that they're aware of these great resources that we have. Any questions?
Sounds great.
We have a few asks of the borough, of course, as well. We would need assistance cleaning up after the event. With the trash pickup. The police would be great help in keeping the community members safe during the walk. Maybe possibly trying to prevent cars from going back there, or, at least having the cop presence will keep the members safe while they're using that back area. Since we're not having food trucks, I don't think we need to use too much space, and Tradestone will probably be able to set up a table on the grass just in that general area. But other than that, it should just be a pretty simple come out and hang out in the Borough community event.
And we do have an administrative operations meeting set up already for this event specifically to go over any needs that we need to organize.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions?
I'll
Okay.
make the motion to approve the event.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Marissa.
Thank
you
you.
for all your hard work.
Absolutely. I hope you guys can come out. You're absolutely welcome to attend. So we'd love to see you with or without dogs. We'd love to see you there.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Marissa.
The next item on the agenda is consider approving a request for the sale and consumption of alcohol at the Fight Rugby games at the A Field.
This is a recurring request that happens annually. Fight Rugby utilizes the A Field. They supply a certificate of insurance, and they actually supply the liquor license. They have turned in all information. What they're waiting for is the approval from council, and then we'll get the liquor license and turn it into the borough. But again, this is an annual request that we've approved previously.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is consider approving the tuition reimbursement for Sergeant Shane Murray.
That's in the budget, right? That's in the budget.
It's part of the CBA, yes,
in-
and it's budgeted for, so we would just need a motion to authorize.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Just note for the record that we are going to table the introduction of the Hispanic Heritage Committee until a later date.
Okay. The last item on the agenda is the Borough Hall display update with Councilmember Jane Flanagan.
Well, I would like to thank everyone that was involved. I know our administration and staff helped greatly, and it was my nephew Brendan Flanagan's Eagle Scout project, so I'd like to thank the family that worked so hard with him. Our Conshohocken Historical Society and also Alan Wood IV made contributions to it. It's been very successful, but it is time to have it taken down, and what I wanted to ask of council is, with your approval, may we keep up the 2 display cases with the intent of rotating other historical artifacts through them to continue to showcase our rich history in Conshohocken.
I think that's a great idea,
Okay.
and it would fill up that space a little too.
Right.
And make it more appealing and a little more homey.
All right. And just, again, showcase what we have.
Exactly.
Our rich history, so thank you. So we need a motion.
I'll make that motion. It's just the showcases. I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Steph, I think maybe also if this works out well, maybe for next year's budget, we could look into maybe more modern cases to display.
Right. That would be great.
Yeah.
Because we have so many artifacts that have not been on display. It would be wonderful to bring that to the public. This building gets used quite often.
I'd like to see some of that upstairs in our lobby.
I was thinking the same thing upstairs.
Yeah,
That
we'll
is
see.
great. That
Yeah,
area
seeing
is so
how the-
empty.
Right.
We'll look into multiple options and have it ready for budget cycle for conversation.
Great.
Okay.
Hey, you better put a picture of me in there. I'm an artifact.
Do we have public comment? Okay. Mayor Allenton?
Yeah, a couple things. So we had our EAC streets cleanup on Saturday. It was another super well attended, pretty smooth. We had all our volunteers all over the east side of town in their green EAC shirts, picking up trash. Public Works pulled up the big recycling truck, so all the volunteers could just put the recycling right on it, and we took a big picture in front of it. So thank you to administration and to Public Works for their support. It's an event that we do twice a year, so hopefully we can keep it going. And then I just want to say this is my last council meeting before the wedding. So I want to thank all of the residents, administration, and council members who have congratulated Sarah and I in the past few weeks and shared lots and lots of advice. Sarah and I met at the Conshohocken Running Club. Our first date was at Scoops. Our second date was to a class at Yoga Home. We got engaged on the running trail, so Conshohocken is really baked into our relationship. We will, of course, excitedly be sharing pictures with everyone over the next few weeks and look forward to doing a lot more great work in town together. And again, thank you everyone for your support.
You're welcome.
That's it.
Anita?
Yeah, I don't know about anybody else that was there on Saturday, but I had such a good time with the Little Leaguers coming in, and it was really well done. And I thoroughly enjoyed seeing them all. They're so cute. And it was great to have PW's baseball team there.
Yes. Special thank you to Chris Milano for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a nice showing.
There is a parking task force meeting coming up.
The first parking task force meeting is scheduled for next Wednesday, April 24th at 6 p.m. at Borough Hall upstairs.
Thank you.
Saturday is the Easter egg hunt at the
Correct.
community center from, I believe, 10 till 2?
10 to 12. Yep.
Yes, so pass the word.
There's one
No,
in
I'm
our
good.
church at 9.
You know, I just want to say, Elm Street has finally been done, resurfaced and stuff. It looked great, but I don't know how long it's going to be that way. So I just want to let you go. It's quiet now for a little while
I
anyway.
was going to say, did you sleep through that paving? Did you sleep through that? I'm kidding.
Yeah, I slept through that. I don't know about them.
Chief Metz?
This week, before the week's over, we'll mark the 20th anniversary of Columbine.
Yeah.
And it's something that changed the way we do things, meaning the police, and how we train for these things. And just a reminder, it's a training that we do offer for anyone. And Sergeant Connor did a training on active shooter this week for the Brandywine group. So keep that in mind. We would love nothing more than to help somebody that ever has to go through some situation like that.
Record time. Meeting adjourned.
Man, that was fast.